Okay, I've got a few scenarios I want to run by you. Can I run some scenarios? So just remember, guys, this is not investment advice. We give no guarantees, and you shouldn't consider this advice. What's that disclosure they have?
All caretaker, no responsibility accepted.
No liability accepted, gunpoint.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run you by a fan I know.
Yeah.
You tell me what he should do with his money.
Yeah.
So this guy's in his 40s.
Yeah.
He's got a house in Melbourne he's trying to sell at the moment.
Good suburb, bad suburb? What's it worth?
1.3.
House?
Yeah.
What's the debt?
No debt.
Right, yeah.
He doesn't want to work, however.
Is he married? No?
No, he's divorced. He's got one child. So
is it attached to him or attached to the wife?
Attached to him.
That's a problem.
Well, let's look at this. What he wants to do is, he wants to sell. At the moment, the way he's living is, he's got a nice car.
Yeah.
He's got a $60,000 car.
How old is this guy?
40s.
Oh, 40s.
Okay. He's had businesses before.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a nervous breakdown. He got divorced. He got shafted by this woman.
So that's getting worse already.
No, but I'm saying he doesn't want to. He's had businesses, but what he wants to do is he wants to set himself up. So
does he work?
Not really.
Yeah.
He's got income from he Airbnbs the house in Melbourne. That brings in about 50 grand a year.
B&B. Yeah.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because it's in a good suburb.
Yeah.
So the question is, he wants to sell that. What would you do with $1.3 million? No debt, 1.3 million to try and... He's thinking about maybe buying an apartment at the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
He's thinking about maybe buying an apartment in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Having a loan on the Brisbane one. Bit of a loan. And putting some into shares.
Yeah. Well, I'd stay away from the Gold Coast. It's moving. It's missed it.
You reckon he's missed the Gold Coast?
He missed it by about a year or 2 years. 1 year, definitely he's missed it by. It's rising now. What I do, but I'll sell, is we've got now 1.3 million, and he come up here. So he comes to Queensland then.
Yeah.
Or Tasmania.
Well, he wants to stay. He's lived in Queensland. He has been living in Queensland. I forgot to tell you, he's been living at the Gold Coast, and his brother owns a house there.
Oh.
So he does like the Gold Coast. He's got ties here already. It's not Tasmania. He wants to go to Brisbane. He wants to go to Queensland, Gold Coast.
I think I'd come here.
What would you do? Give us some advice.
I think
it's not too bad to have 1.3 million in your 40s, is it?
No, it's very good because of his house. I think I'll buy a house for 500,000 in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And live there. And then he's got 800,000 left. We'll get a job, I hope.
He doesn't want a job.
Doesn't want a job.
Okay.
Well, then buy another property where he can rent, and the rest of the money he has to keep to live off. He's not going to get Centrelink, is he? He doesn't get any money from the government.
No.
So he's got one house, $500,000, be a nice house, $500,000, maybe 450 even, but $500,000 for a house. Buy a unit, pay cash.
Yeah.
Pays say 350. So that's 750. What's he got left then? 250, 550,000. Put 300,000 in shares and 250,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
Just sit there. Maybe get a bit of part-time work now and then.
Sure.
Maybe you can sell orchids at the flea market.
Okay, so that's what you reckon he should do. Is it a good situation or he's in or what?
It's a good situation in that he's got a lot of money because he can sell and then come to a cheaper area. You know, like Brisbane is much cheaper at the moment, but it's going to rise. 1.3 is not bad. It's almost enough to keep
That's
going.
more than you, isn't it?
Yeah, but I get money from the government. If I get 20,000 a year from the government, that's equivalent to having an investment of 400,000, isn't it? 400,000 in the bank, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because they just give you 20,000 for nothing.
Yes. That's right, isn't it?
So that's yes, but he hasn't got that luxury
No.
by not working. Whereas I cannot work and I get 20,000 from the government.
As a pension.
Yeah, 22. I think 22 or something.
So that's what you think his advice is?
Yeah, that's what I do. So one house to live in, one property, another property to rent out. So that will keep going. Then 300,000 maybe in shares, and probably, even if he doesn't know what to do, but don't gamble, not gambling shares, like just invest in shares, like look at what AFI do on ARG or something. Say, well, look what AFI do, the type of shares that they buy.
Sure.
Safe shares, that's 300,000. He gets franking dividends. He gets, he'll get his dividends, and he gets all his franking credits back probably. And then he's got 250,000 in cash. He just can be. How old is the child, by the way? Is he going to a private school or something silly?
No. I think about 14 or something.
They can invest. I reckon, in a strap or a stick, and beat that kid to make sure he studies.
The answer.
Well, it's no good. The kid's sitting there and the dad's sitting there doing nothing, and they're both bums, and
He's got 1.3 million. That's not too bad to be, is it?
All the kid's going to do is hope the dad dies quick.
But in your case, he's more well off than you, isn't he?
Well, he's marginally a little bit better off, but he's not really, because he can't get the pension.
Yeah, but he's 20 years younger than you.
But he doesn't want a job. If he can get a job, if he works, he'll be very well off. He can do a different strategy. He can buy, if he's going to get a job.
But jobs can be very, very, very hard on you. You know that?
Well, you try. Well, how do you get the 1.3? But by sitting on his bum?
He's had businesses. He's done well in his past.
Well, he had something, and he was able to pay off his house then. And that's
he's made a lot of money out of real estate.
His real benefit is the fact he lives in Melbourne and the price has doubled in Melbourne. That's where he's got his money. Because he was down at 650, he'd be up Shit Creek.
Yep. You're right.
That's all that's happened.
He's done well.
Property's doubled, and he's thinking, hey, aren't I good? Well, you better be careful, because you're not. You got to sell, come here, buy property again, which is going to rise the wave again. And buy two properties, shares 300,000 and 250,000 in the bank, and then try and also, if he's able to work, I suppose he's got enough, but he hasn't got. If the kid goes, like if it was him by himself, he could survive on that pretty well. But with a child, now he's got to send him to school. He's got to buy uniforms. It's not as easy as that, is it?
No, it's never easy.
Maybe send the child back to the wife.
No, they can't. He doesn't want to do that.
And
no worries. That's a good scenario. Okay, we'll cut this one. Next.